Being an ant head and cryptocurrency altcoin trader and investor is about doing the research in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. Here are your hosts, Mr. Crypto and Dr. G.
Again, thank you for tuning in to our cryptocurrency blockchain podcast. My name is Raphael, aka Mr. Crypto, and I'm here with Dr. G from enthead.com. Dr. G, let him know.
Man, thanks a lot, Mr. Crypto. Welcome to our first episode together. We've been planning this for months, but first and foremost, to the Enthead listeners out there who subscribed to the podcast prior, this is a new shift. I decided to go into crypto because it was an area that I've touched upon in a previous podcast, but now, I found a partner in crime, so to speak. I really like crypto. So he and I are your new co-hosts here for the Cryptocurrency Altcoin podcast. What you're going to find in this podcast is, Mr. Crypto is a lot more of the financial professional. I'm kind of the hobbyist, like many of you. So, I knocked on his door one day and said, man, I need to learn from you. I like what you're doing. And we came to find out that from a cryptocurrency perspective, we were both kind of new to it. He's probably got a couple months head start on me. And, he's running crazy. And, me, I'm kind of just learning as I go in terms of the financial models, the language, things like that. And, sometimes you can feel alone. You're not really sure who to turn to. We want you to turn to us because, we're both kind of learning just like you are. We don't want you to feel alone. We want you to come over to us. Tell us what we're doing right. Tell us what we're doing wrong. And that's what this podcast is going to be about, in terms of the emotional side of trying to learn what's going on. The podcast itself, what are we going to be going over in the future? We'll be going over financial price analysis on the currencies, blockchain technology, and we certainly want you to be involved in it, which we're going to explain here in a second. But I'm going to let Mr. Crypto tell you a little bit more about himself.
So thank you, Dr. G. A little bit about me. I am a blockchain enthusiast. I'm an investor and a trader. My background is in the banking industry. I held positions over at State Street Corporation and Citizens Bank, and my last position was with Persian, a BNY Mellon company in the dividends department. Once I was introduced to blockchain, I absolutely fell in love with it. The decentralized idea and the applications that can be implemented with this new technology just absolutely blew my mind. And soon after I invested, I saw that it's actually a very profitable market. It's a brand new market. We are all students of this new market that's just growing as we speak. There's new implementations coming in every day. Now the taxes or just new rules and new coins coming out into the market every day. So we really have to grow and learn from each other, as Dr. G was mentioning earlier, where nobody's really an expert in this. Unless you're talking to Dan Larimer or Satoshi himself, nobody's really an expert. Everybody's doing their due diligence to really set themselves up for what this new world evolution, really, because once you change the way we use money, you change the world. And not even only money, the blockchain changes communications and so many applications that can be used. So we're here to really grow, and hopefully you guys can grow with us.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great intro. You can hear clearly he's got the financial side. My background's in technology. When I first heard about crypto, I was kind of interested, but really I didn't get interested until I learned what was behind it. And what's behind cryptocurrency is the blockchain technology, like Mr. Crypto mentioned. My background spans as a developer, an IT analyst, IT architect, IT project manager. I've been in the IT technological world, my entire career. And so the blockchain space really interested me. So when we do our weekly podcasts, you will be hearing about some new endeavors in blockchain. Now, most of you who are tuning in, whether you're watching this video, listening to the podcast, you're probably going to be definitely interested in the crypto side, tokens, trading, that kind of thing. But it's always important to know, hey, there's a real functionality behind these tokens and crypto. There's a reason why these companies are selling cryptos to raise money so that they can build these applications that Mr. Crypto was talking about. So that's a little bit about me. My career in technology spans 20 years, but I got to tell you, the reason why I moved in and the reason why I wanted to do this weekly podcast with Mr. Crypto and vice versa is because the financial stuff really interests me, as a hobby. In my classes, I remember in college, I was really liking the financial courses in as much as I like the technological courses. And here we are in this new world, like Mr. Crypto mentioned, with cryptocurrency. There's so much to learn. Can't do it by myself. I don't think Mr. Crypto would say too, he can't do it by himself. And we think you probably feel the same way. You can't do it by yourself. You can, but certainly it helps that you got people in your corner like us trying to help
It's
teach
all about
you.
building a community.
That's right, man. It's about building a community. That's what we're going to try to do here for sure. So, on that note, I wanted to share just a quick announcement. Because we want to build that community, we actually want to invite you to come onto the show once a week. How can you do that? By connecting with us on social media, emailing us, etc. So, Mr. Crypto, kind of give them your handles, how to reach out to you. How can these people who might want to come on the show share their ideas with us get a hold of you?
Okay, sure. Let me just share my screen here really quick.
Perfect. Perfect.
Dr. G, can you see that? You see my
I
screen?
can see that. And by the way, this is how Mr. Crypto and I met. So here's his awesome website here.
Exactly. We actually met through my Instagram and grew my through my website. We grew our relationship. It's a great story. I'm real happy to meet Dr. G. We've come a long way already. So it's my first podcast, and I know he has a lot of experience with podcasts. So I'm really thankful to be working with him. And as he was saying, this is my website, cryptocurrencyaltcoins.com. And my website is really geared towards beginners, people that are trying to step into the cryptocurrency space now. Here you can literally get all the information, all the little nooks and crannies that you can grab and go do your own. You would know all the basics from my website. You don't have to pay anybody. So anybody online that tells you they want to teach you what blockchain is, and unless they're really on another level, you can really get all that information online for free. And my website would be a great tool to use. You can go over to learn cryptocurrency. I do coin reviews, tutorials. I let you know what exchanges buy and sell cryptocurrencies, as well as altcoins. And for those of you who don't know what altcoins are, they're basically any coins in the market that is not Bitcoin. So everything else except Bitcoin is an altcoin. I also have this 700 Altfolio project that I started a few months ago, where I put $700 down on 5 different coins, and I've already taken out my 700 initial investment. So I'm actually trading a risk-free portfolio, and the plan is to keep it for the year and see how much ROI we can get from a small investment in the cryptocurrency market. So that's one of the things in this video, our podcast, which we're actually working on right now, which I'm going to be updating as well. So other than that, you can follow me on steemit.com, which if you guys don't know what steemit.com is, basically social media on the blockchain, and I'll be doing a couple of videos on Steemit coming up soon. So stay tuned. I think that Dr. G has a couple of websites and handles that he wants to speak about. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off sharing my screen so he can take over.
Yeah, absolutely. He's right. We did meet on the Instagram. And before I start sharing my stuff, let me just share a little bit more about what he's doing, the $700 portfolio. When I saw him post that, on Instagram, I thought to myself, man, that takes balls to throw yourself out there and say, look, I don't know where this is going to go. I'm doing crypto as well, but we're going to find out together. So he did. He put together a portfolio of 5 coins. And like you said, he's pretty much playing with the house's money now. And, to that end, he's done a great job with it. And for that reason, I kind of thought I'd like to partner with this guy. And I'll say one more thing about that. I've actually seen people post something similar. They'll show about 6 to 8 coins that they're in. And what I notice is I don't know about you, Mr. Crypto, but what I notice is they only post them on days where all their coins are in the green. They never post when, you know, one coin is in the red. So in other words, they're really just kind of showing you good days. We kind of want to show you all days, and that's why we're going to do this once a week to kind of give you a sense of how real, how volatile the crypto market is, and you know, where the blockchain space is headed for sure. So my screen here is going to load up here soon. I hope real soon.
Well, actually, I forgot to add too. We're also going to be looking at Bitcoin price analysis. I forgot to pull up my my trading view when I was sharing my screen, but that's one of the things that we're definitely going to be digging into during the podcast. My beliefs is that right now Bitcoin is the only coin out there that has enough data to do any significant technical analysis. So we're going to be concentrating mostly on Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum, but definitely tune in.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. He's already taught me a lot, and other YouTube videos I've seen as well in terms of using a platform like TradingView, etc. So here's kind of how things look right now. All right. All right, give me confirmation. Can you see this?
Yeah, it's yeah, I can see the homepage. Yep, and head.com.
Cool. You know what? One thing I may want to do here real quick is, yep, absolutely, absolutely. And just remember, this is going to help it. All right.
There you go. That works.
There it is. Yeah, so when I started Enthead, you know, I definitely didn't envision that this is where I'd be going with it. But I'm so glad I did because, like I said, this really interests me. So kind of like Mr. Crypto, he's going to be doing some analysis. As I learn for you hobbyists, you know, he's kind of more in the advanced. I want to be saying, all right, I'll follow in his footsteps and show you how we hobbyists do it too. And so you can kind of already see I'm starting to throw some content out there, so that way we can kind of learn together on investing and trading. And these aren't meant to be any type of edge to give you. We're not financial advisors. You know, this is just our opinions and what we think. And everything you see on the video and everything you hear in the podcast. But like I mentioned, I'll be going over Block Talk TV, talking about blockchain technology, going over some ICOs as well. Both of us on every single podcast will be doing a portfolio of Louis. He's got his 5 coins of portfolio, but we're going to do something very similar every single week where we kind of track a portfolio of coins. Of course, blog with us and, you know, with myself on Enthead. And, you know, you'll see the podcast as well, all the videos that you can subscribe to. And then join the club. You know, right here on Join the Club, you can come join Enthead. And, you know, you'll be able to, number one, get a free ebook. I'm surprised Mr. Crypto hadn't mentioned it, but he probably wants me to kind of
Yeah,
give
actually, I totally forgot to mention it. Good thing you brought it up. Thank you, Dr. G. You can get this ebook on either or of our pages for signing up for the signing up to his club or signing up as a member to my webpage, and stay up to date with any of the news and reviews that I put out. But this book right here has a lot of key, basically, that get you jump started into the market.
It's a good book. You know, he actually let me proof it real quick. It's Cryptocurrency 101. It's kind of what we both needed when we started and what we've learned. And so he's right. You know, you sign up on his website, Cryptocurrency AltCoins, here on enthead.club. You know, you'll get that download, so you can just put your first name, email address, sign up, and off you go. So, you know, in a nutshell, that kind of explains a little bit about Enthead and you know, what it is I'm trying to do here. Essentially, I'm trying to learn with you and maybe try to get ahead a little bit as best as I can and do some damage here on the cryptocurrency side, so that, you know, we can all learn together. But yeah, so definitely join one or the other, whatever you feel best. You're going to do well by downloading the free ebook.
There you go.
All right.
I don't know if I mentioned it, if I forgot to mention anything else. You want to maybe touch on what we're going to bring for the next episode, Dr. G?
I can. So Next episode, and pretty much every episode thereafter, like I mentioned, we're going to produce an episode every week. So once a week, you'll see this video and or hear it on the podcast, whichever format fits you best. On YouTube, DTube, on Apple, Stitcher, etc. You'll be able to find us pretty easy. But what you're going to find on the next episode, and pretty much every episode from here on out, is price analysis, portfolio of the week, even portfolio of the month, blockchain, and then any questions you guys bring to the table. So this is only going to be as good as you tell us what you want to hear, what you want to see, what we're doing right, and what we're doing wrong. And you can interact with us in multiple ways, right? So, I have my social side, he's had his social side, so why don't you let them know what your social tags are and then handles are, and then I'll let them know. And based on however you contact us, it doesn't matter. We're going to bring your content on the show. That way we can answer your questions. But go ahead.
And one thing I do want to mention is that we want to get to the point, like I believe you said, you pointed this out earlier. We're not filming live right now, but we want to get to the point where we can invite a few of the audience to join us while we're recording live, and you'll be able to interact with us, ask any questions, and we can build this community as we go together, make the show more interesting.
That's right. We'll get there. We'll get there. This is episode 1. But anyway,
that's about it, right?
It's all about how do we
Guys,
get.
thank you for tuning in. Mr. Crypto, cryptocurrency, AltCoins.com, Dr. G, head.com. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. See you next episode.
Next episode.